Trumpet players, we're going to talk about how to clean out your trumpet by giving it a bath. There are a few things that you're going to need. First of all, 3 different brushes. You need a snake brush, a mouthpiece brush, and a valve brush. And then you need the lubrication, you need valve oil. I use Vaseline for the first valve slide and the third valve slide, and something stickier that won't dry out for the tuning slide. First thing we do is start some running water. We're going to fill a sink or a large sink or a tub with lukewarm water, as long as it's not really hot, because that could ruin the finish on a lacquered trumpet. So go ahead and start to fill a tub or sink with lukewarm water and add dish soap like Dawn or something that you would use to wash dishes in a sink. As the sink or tub is filling up, what you can do is just completely disassemble your trumpet. You want to be really careful as you set the different parts of your trumpet in the sink or in the tub so that nothing is dented or damaged, especially be very, very careful of the valves. So I'm going to take everything completely apart, take all the caps off the end of the valves. All the slides should come off. You might need to undo screws as necessary. And again, be very, very careful and gentle as you set the valves into the water. Finally, put the rest of your trumpet in the water, making sure you fill up your tub or your sink full enough you can soak all the main tubes of your trumpet. With everything in the water, let it soak for at least 30 minutes. Once everything is soaked long enough, we're ready to start cleaning it out and drying it off and reassembling it. You want to lay out a towel if you can. I don't have a towel, so I'm just going to have to be careful with how I set things on paper towels. But first of all, take your snake brush and the main part of your trumpet, and just going to clean out all the inner tubes of your trumpet. Okay, starting with the lead pipe. Okay, pull it out and rinse off the brush. Do it again. Once you've cleaned all the tubes with the snake brush, you want to take your valve brush and use it inside the valve casings. Now you want to run water through all the tubes and get all the soap off the instrument. Once you've rinsed it off, just dry off this part completely. Then set that gently aside. We're going to clean out the other tubes. Once you've cleaned out the inside of a tube, just rinse off, run water all the way through the tube and rinse off the outside. Next, take your mouthpiece and your mouthpiece brush and clean out the inside of your mouthpiece. That was gross. Once you've rinsed off the mouthpiece, we're ready for the valves. And it's important to know the valve brush is only for the inside of the valve casings. It's not to use on the actual piston valves themselves. You want to be very careful with how you handle these and making sure you're not using anything abrasive on them. You can just kind of use your hands to scrub off any extra buildup that might be on them. Then just wash them off, rinse them off, and gently set them aside. Finally, take off the bottom valve caps, rinse them off, set them aside. So with everything dried off, we're going to now reassemble everything. It's time to lube up all the slides. If you don't have anything trumpet specific for your slides, you can just use Vaseline on your slides. Ideally, you want something thicker to put on your tuning slide because that doesn't want to move around as much. But regardless, the process is going to be the same, whatever lube you use. So I'm just going to put a little bit on here like this. Wipe it around a little bit on the slide. And then as you put the slide back in the main part of the instrument, you always want to work in one slide at a time so you can rotate it and get the lube evenly distributed all all across the slide. And you also need to just, once you push it in, just wipe off any excess that you got there. You're going to repeat this process for all of your valve slides, and then we'll take care of the valves after that. With all of the slides done, now we're just going to put the valve caps back on the bottom, and then just oil your valves as you normally would, making sure that you're putting the right valve in the right slot and getting it in its proper position. Then with everything back together, your trumpet is clean and good for another 3 to 6 months.